Okay, here we go into the draft. It will be Gaming in the Rhythm as the red team will be first pick now in the draft. And they don't want to see
they're instantly going for the Medivh ban here. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too, and I think it's great that they've obviously done their research. They are taking Throwink as a serious opponent. You know, we are a Div 1 team against a Div 2 team, but you know, this Div 2 team has taken down several teams that maybe didn't take them entirely seriously.
Yeah, and I really like the banter between the teams here in the chat.
All in good fun.
A lot of fun.
Varian ban, Medivh ban into Tassadar ban from Throwing, and we do then see Gaming in the Rhythm picking up the Varian. This is all going very quickly. The teams know exactly what they want to do here, it seems. So they pick up Varian, and then we see the Malfurion ETC response from Throwing, locking in one of certainly the top 2 tanks, and also locking in the premium healer that we see in the game at the moment. Response is Zarya and Tychus pickups for Gaming in the Rhythm.
And if we're looking at the bans here, especially with the Tyrael Medivh ban, Zarya pickup, I feel like we are still seeing Gaming in the Rhythm focusing exactly on this spot, this off support basically, even though you are not playing a support technically. But
yes, we saw Medivh and Tassadar banned. They picked up Zarya with a very high priority, and they've then banned the Tyrael again to deny that sort of additional supporting element that you can add to your team.
Maybe they have something like the game plan of like, okay, we know we are the better team, so we just have to capitalize on our opponents.
Uncomfortable.
Yes, and capitalize on the opponents being a weaker team and maybe a little bit more often out of position, and then just focus them down. And we will limit the amount of protection this person can get. The best we can. That's what I feel a little bit from the draft.
I completely agree. I think you've nailed it exactly on the head. I think that is Gaming in the Rhythm's strategy coming into this match. That is exactly what they're trying to force Throwink into the position of. And even though they didn't really do it very successfully in the last game, we did see the Tyrael and the Medivh being picked up by Throwink. In this game, they've done it extremely well. And if they can win in 8 minutes when they haven't been able to sort of put Throwink slightly off their comfort, I wonder what they're going to be able to do when they have.
And one thing to note here about the draft of Throwink, so far, it is the exact same draft they did with when the last time they played the map, besides the Haka not being there because it was the Medivh. So their last pick would be the Kel'Thas in the case that they want to go for the same team again.
Okay, yeah, sure. And I can certainly see Kel'Thas. There we go. Very good research there. Fantastic. So we do see Kel'Thas as the last pick. Very quick draft phase from the teams here. It feels like both teams very much so came into this situation knowing what they wanted to deny from the opponents, and you know, they've gone straight for it, finishing the draft in about 4 minutes all told. Now guys, there is a Revlo bet going on. Haven't seen anybody placing any bets yet, so I'd like somebody to come and try and wager their points. You can do that by pressing or typing in chat !bet A for Throwink or B for Gaming in the Rhythm, and then the number of points you want to bet. There we go. Alex has got my back. Thank you, Alex. So we are now into the game. On the left-hand side in blue, we do have Throwink. Lekasite is playing the Kel'Thas, Rihanna on the Dehaka, Aloname on ETC, Draconi playing Malfurion, and Schleppel on the Kerrigan.
And on the right side, being up one game, it's Gaming in the Rhythm with Galni Gunnar playing Karazim, Heft playing Zarya, Diablo being played by Doombane, Tychus being played by Bjorn, and Texa playing Varian.
Okay. Going to just highlight this straight off the bat. Little adaptation that I'm seeing from the KT here is he's running Mana Addict instead of Convection. I like that decision. This is a scary dive capable comp for Gaming in the Rhythm, and KT may not be able to stay safe enough and stack his Convection in order to get that damage boost online. Mana Addict obviously will allow him to keep casting spells much longer, and it will also mean once he's managed to collect enough of those regen globes, he will get the benefit of a self shield. So good choice, I think, by him. Like to see that.
One thing I find interesting as well is that Varian went for the Lions mod this game, where before, on the other side, we saw the Varian of Throw Inc. going for the Overpower talent. I think it's called Overpower.
Yes.
Which is, of course, really, really strong against Rega on the other side, because you can lock down, or you can weaken the Ancestral quite a bit, but it is not that strong against Malfurion, so it takes there's a lot less value on the overthrow.
Sure.
Because power buffs the level 13 talent, which is then Mortal Strike.
Yeah.
So it's the combination that is strong.
Great pick-off by the rotation from Throwing there, taking out the Diablo, getting the Kerrigan combo down, and just shredding him apart. So great work by them. Making an aggressive rotation as well. The Zarya sensibly going the back way in order to pick up the XP from mid lane. So a slight advantage heading towards the level 4 for Throwing, and that can be significant for them because if the enemy team doesn't have level 4, that Baron is much as helpful. KT get in charge, flipped by the Diablo. That is going to be a kill. The Kerrigan stun comes down, doing good work, but not going to be enough. And nor is the root. The Kerrigan's going to fall as well. And that is 2 deaths on the side of Throwing immediately before this shrine phase starts. It's going to make it almost impossible for them to try and contest the shrine.
Yeah. And we already see Ryan still keeping the push up with the hacker on top there. And what I really want to focus here on in this situation with the attack on Zarya and the response time of Gaming in the Rhythm shows their class here in this matchup. Zarya was attacked and instantly Tychus coming from the bot lane, top lane, the 2 other heroes coming from the bot lane, and they turned the gank around and got the 2 kills themselves. That's really, really nice for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I will say, I haven't said this specifically. Obviously, as I have said, I love Throwing. I love what they've done so far in the tournament. But if I had to bet on the finals, who we were going to see in the finals of this matchup, of the playoffs entirely, I would be putting my money on Gaming in the Rhythm versus Fat5. So not at all surprised to see their coordination and their power coming through, shining through very well in this game.
Yeah. We actually also see a slight difference here in the talent choice for Zarya on level 4. This time she's going for Give Me 20, which is really, really nice to keep the target alive that is being ganked by the Kerrigan ETC combo, because it buffs the Shield Ally talent for every region globe you get, and in the end it reduces the cooldown. Absolutely.
So very powerful support tool from the Zarya there, and with the Iron Fists monk that we see coming from Gale Gunner, that makes a lot of sense. You need to get as much assistance in the support as you can from the Zarya there. Bottom Mercs being taken by Gaming in the Rhythm. Seems like Throwing didn't quite figure that out, and that Merc camp is going to go over. Throwing looking for a gank, but I'm pretty sure Gaming in the Rhythm actually saw them going into that bush. They are going to stay very safe down on this bottom side of the map, not take any risks. Very much like that decision by them. However, I also like that Throwink have gone and taken out the enemy's siege camp. It's going to get them some pressure on the mid lane. They now need to just deal with these siege minions that are on the bottom lane. Shrine has spawned top lane here. Now we have just seen Dehaka go back to top off health and mana. Neither team looking poised to be hitting 10 during this Shrine phase, which is good news for Throwink because it would be Gaming the Rhythm in the lead on that race.
And there's once again the engage. Will they be able to get out? It seems like nice disengage there from the ETC, but still there's the Hacker in the front line and Kerrigan joining in now as well. And it seems like Gaming in the Rhythm will be able to get away, but Zarya is getting dragged, and will they be able to get a nice flame strike there from Kael'thas finishing her off? And Tychus gets grabbed by Kerrigan, but is able to finish, to run away there.
But we do have the double kill for Throwink, and they are showing signs of life in this matchup here. Very good work by them. Will allow them to make a lot of progress on this Shrine for free. Yeah. Obviously, we do see the full Q build coming from Kerrigan to make her the Shrine clearing powerhouse that she is known to be.
Yeah, Kerrigan is still probably one of the strongest solo Shrine clearers because she actually gets life from clearing the Shrine.
And a huge combo from the Kerrigan there, followed up by a beautiful flame strike again from the KT. Living bombs spreading all over Gaming in the Rhythm, and that is going to be 2 deaths for them. Kerrigan does go down, but I think we're going to lose Diablo here as well. And that is a 1 for 3 kills in favour of Throwink. And that is fantastic work by them. Superbly well played. They lock in their level 10s, and they confirm this Shrine for themselves.
And just to give out some numbers there, what Kael'thas is doing so far, he is leading the siege damage charge with 8k and leading the hero damage charge with another 2.5k. So Kael'thas is definitely the most, dealing the most damage in this game and burning everyone here. So really great pickup for Throwink as the last pick.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, Gaming in the Rhythm, we're not playing well around that KT. I've got to be honest, the Living Bomb was spreading across the entire team, and the team was clumping up pretty much completely, allowing Flame Strike to be hitting 3 or 4 members, and we do have that burned flesh from KT. Huge damage, ults coming out from both teams, but the Punisher, John Cena, gonna kill the Varian, chasing on after the Zarya there, but not quite going to get that kill. Diablo, however, once again getting locked down. He's going to charge away to a minion, but I wouldn't expect him to be able to escape here, running very low on health, and will get picked off. So that is a 2 for nothing on kills for Throwink. They also lock in the fort and over a level lead in the game. Now, you know, I did see some people saying the Throwink magic has gone after that game 1 that we saw from them in the chat. But Throwink, they are not done yet. They don't want to leave. They don't want to give up their place in the playoffs here. And they are going to fight hard to keep it.
They are already 50 seconds longer in the game than in the first map, and they're ahead by quite a bit. So
they are over a level
going well for them here.
Taunt does get cleansed out there, and the Dehaka Burrow is going to keep him safe. We do see damage coming back from the KT, and this is going to force Throwink to pull back, but they have confirmed with that their level 13 talent lead. They can't really, Gaming the Rhythm can't really afford to engage at the moment because they are that talent tier down, and that can make a big deal. Throwink looking to confirm in this bottom fort here with a minion wave and the mercenaries, all 5 members of the team here, and indeed all 5 members of both teams grouping here.
I really like the choice to stay as a 5 group here and force the opponent to react, as we're seeing right now.
Huge
And Diablo is
pick
once
on
again
the
getting
Diablo.
blown up there.
That was a
But
drag into a Roots, into a Kerrigan stun. The taunt comes down onto Hacker, but he is going to be able to survive that. And Palm coming down on the Varian, but not actually proccing. But we did see a big turnaround from Gaming in the Rhythm, confirming in 2 further kills there.
yeah, well done by them, and basically securing that they will be level 13 here and therefore on equal talents with their opponents for the next Shrine phase. So we are in a good position for throwing, I would say, having the structural lead, but this is the phase where more and more defensive tools are getting online for Gaming in the Rhythm, which makes it a lot easier to deal with the Kerrigan combination, especially if we think about the level 16 talent for Zarya. She can pick up an unstoppable once she shields allies, which is really, really strong, and she's already more than 50% done with the level 4 quest, so the cooldown will be reduced quite soon.
Oh, huge gravity lapse by the KT, and a big stun coming up from the Kerrigan as well. But it is Kerrigan falling very low. Apocalypse hitting hard on... Oh, and the perfect Divine Palm keeps Varian from falling there. Taunt onto the Malfurion will be enough to take him down. Zarya very low, but is just going to survive. Kael'thas goes down. Kerrigan jumps back in, looking for a kill on the Tychus, but does fall, as does Dahaka. That is a 4-4-1. Gaming in the Rhythm really hitting their stride here. As you said, a lot of their defensive tools coming online, and they dominated that team fight extremely hard. Now, we didn't see a Twilight Dream coming down at all in that fight. We also didn't see Adaption used by the Dahaka, so a couple of ults there didn't get used up, and that obviously will cost the team in that kind of a fight. The middle fort is going to fall to Gaming in the Rhythm, putting them best part of a level ahead of Throwing here.
Yeah, and this is not the situation you want to be in with a Kerrigan combo. The early game of Throwing was really, really good. The rotation was fast. They got the kill there. They got the good situation with the first Banisher. But right now, being down in XP with Kerrigan is quite a hard spot, because she is a hero that wants to snowball basically, and is not that great in playing from behind.
Absolutely agree. However, we do see the split push, the Dahaka from the bottom lane there, more or less keeping the XP pretty even here. Ooh, aggressive play by the Dahaka. I actually really like this. There's no level 10s quite yet. Sorry, there's no level 16 quite yet. APOC is huge and will confirm the ETC, but Zarya and Karazim fall, and Varian as well. Huge damage from the Kerrigan and the KT coming out all across the Gaming in the Rhythm team. And that is a 3 for 2 in advantage of Throwing. So once again, they're coming out on top in that fight. Kael'thas managing to survive and get his massive damage out across the team. We do have Fury of the Sunwell, as well as Pyromaniac, so that is going to be more flame strikes coming out from him. And Gaming in the Rhythm evening things back. Sorry, Throwing evening things back up.
Yeah,
very nicely
definitely a lot closer this game than the first one that we saw, and fun to watch this series with a lot of explosive fights so far in this map 2 on Infernal Shrines here. And yeah, basically both teams trading blows here, every team getting ahead in some of the fights and losing some of the others. And actually now we are seeing both teams really close in experience, really close in even in kills actually, and really close in structural integrity basically.
So there's really nothing to choose between the teams at this juncture.
Yes. It's after 14 minutes. It's so impressive sometimes to me that after 14 minutes, with both teams having their leads, you can be so even once again. It's really nice to see.
Yeah, absolutely. So we do have another shrine coming active in the bottom lane here. Now, we don't have a well available for Throw Inc. in the bottom lane here, so that may have an impact on the fight that we're about to see. If Gaming in the Rhythm are able to keep the fight going and get the tap to regen some of their health. But so far the team's just sort of splitting the shrine. Throwing doing a little bit better off that, with KT always doing great work clearing and finishing off.
And
those
one
guardians.
thing to note here, Zarya just rotated to the middle to finish her quest. She
Right.
now is done with the level 4 quest.
Okay, that is a big deal. A lot of damage coming down. Apot slows everything down, but Tychus is the first to fall. ETC drops very low and then throws the stage dive, keeps himself alive, and Diablo about to fall, but the palm saves him. However, Karazim does go down. Kerrigan taking a lot of damage from the Varian and does die. Sorry, that was Kael'thas, not Kerrigan. I do apologise. However, 4 for 1. Throw Inc. taking the fight very hard in their favour, leaving only Diablo as a living opponent. All of the ults got used on both sides, and once again, Throw Inc. managing to come out on top of the team fight. This is an Arcane Punisher. The fort is already gone, so we are going to see a full health Punisher, full health Arcane Punisher, 16 minutes into the game, pushing onto this bottom keep. And
with still Varian and Zarya being dead for a few seconds, they will definitely get the front wall here and can still try to go for a keep. The important thing for them is to try and get a pick here. If they don't get a pick, I think it will be hard to try and finish the keep off. But if they get a pick, then they will definitely can do that.
I'm not sure they should even be taking the risk of doing that. They are about a quarter of a level away from level 20 here, and the opposing team hasn't yet hit 18. They get a huge advantage if they can hit that 20. However, using John Cena as a distraction, they are able to finish off the keep in the bottom lane. That is a huge advantage for them. They are also going to get their level 20s here very, very shortly, with about 2 levels still to go for Gaming in the Rhythm. This is Throw Inc.'s game to lose. Now, I mean, they are called Throw Inc., so I'm not saying it's over by any means, but they are now significantly ahead in this game. A keep down.
And with Kael'thas reaching level 20, he actually picked up Master of Flame. So not the normal talent with the Flame Strike, which is, I think, the more standard choice here, but he knows how much damage his Living Bombs are doing.
Yeah.
He goes for the infinite spread of Living Bombs, which might become the bane of Team Gaming in the Rhythm here.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Kael'thas has also identified that the Living Bomb is spreading like crazy, even against this top-tier team that they are facing off against. And of course, the Living Bomb talent, if it does get value, also combos very well with Pyromaniac at 13. So I can see a lot of sense in that choice there. Now, Throw Inc. picking off the top wall from the top keep there. Very nice move by them. Getting a bit of aggression in with the Merc Camp, and then rotating down to this middle fort. They're going to have this fort dead before Gaming in the Rhythm can even close on them. Now, obviously the XP, they are already level 20. The XP isn't so relevant at this stage, but this middle fort going down means there isn't a fallback position for Gaming in the Rhythm for this mid-shrine spawn that is now coming up next.
Yeah, and what I really like about them here, they know they still have some time, and that Gaming in the Rhythm will probably not contest the shrine. So they are taking all the Merc Camps to make it even harder for Gaming in the Rhythm to contest the shrine, because if they contest the shrine, all other lanes will get pushed. So they're in a really, really nice spot and really know how to play their macro game here as well. And it's amazing to see. As you said already, they're a Division 2 team, but they're really showing it here to Gaming in the Rhythm in Map 2.
Absolutely, absolutely. I was concerned after Game 1 that we might see a very quick 2-0 series going in favour of Gaming in the Rhythm if Throw Inc. hadn't managed to, I guess, find their stride in this game. That would have been a very, well, a somewhat disappointing end to a fantastic run that they have already put together in this event. but they are showing their teeth here. They are absolutely not ready to call it a day, and I'm really impressed with everything that they've done in this game. We even discussed in the draft that possibly throwing were being forced into a composition they were less comfortable with in the game, and that has not fazed them in the slightest. They have shown a really strong performance right from the outset. We do see the Punisher pushing into the mid keep. Kael'thas Phoenix going down very early. That is the keep already taken down. Now we do have level 20s locked in for Gaming the Rhythm. We'll talk a little bit about what they've picked up in a moment. But we do have a 2/3 health Punisher pushing on the core. Apocalypse goes down and does land very scarily. However, Varian is gonna fall, and those living bombs, they're spreading. They're still spreading. Tychus is gonna fall. No, Tychus doesn't quite fall, but Kharazim does, and Tychus is the only one to escape. Diablo respawns because he had the souls, but we do have 3 members of... Oh, Kael'thas does get taken out. This should still be game. Core on 10%, Punisher not still quite dead, and that is game over. Game 2 goes to Throw Inc., tying the series up 1-1.